friends, on this day in history, on the 16th of April 1705, Queen Anne knighted Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was one of the greatest figures in the history of science. He is famous for his scientific discoveries around gravity and motion, and Newton's laws of physics are still taught in schools all over the world today. He was born on Christmas Day in 1642 in Woolsthorpe in England. His father was a farmer who died before Isaac was born. He was raised by his grandmother after his mother remarried to an Anglican minister that little Isaac didn't like very much. And so he was shipped off to his grandmother. And it seems that he resented his mother for marrying this man for quite some time. He studied at Trinity College in Cambridge, which is the background I've got for this video. Although he was born in an Anglican family, by his 30s, Newton had come to question many of the orthodox teachings of Christianity, holding private religious views that many at the time would have considered heretical. And amongst these views was most particularly his rejection of the conventional view of the Trinity. In this sense, Sir Isaac Newton was a closet Unitarian. Newton believed that Christ, he recognized Christ as a divine mediator between God and humanity, but he saw Christ as subordinate to the Father, who he believed had created him. In Newton's eyes, worshipping Christ was a kind of sort of worshipping Christ as God was a kind of idolatry. He never made his views public, which probably would have got him into trouble, maybe even put him on trial. He hid his faith so well that scholars are still trying to unravel his personal beliefs. Most scholars identify Newton as an anti-Trinitarian monotheist, which is another way of saying that he held Unitarian views of one kind or another. Although he was a scientific genius, Sir Isaac Newton was not infallible or superhuman, but in many ways he was just as vulnerable and flawed as the rest of us. And in 1693, at the age of 51, he suffered a major nervous breakdown. Newton himself was apparently relatively modest about his achievements, writing in a letter to Robert Hooke in February 1676, he said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." And in a later memoir, Newton wrote, "I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I've seemed to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, and diverting myself in now and then finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me." May God bless you as you ponder this thought for today, as we reflect on Sir Isaac Newton. Amen.